Mark and I took a train from Portugal to Lisbon, Portugal. I think the ride was maybe 3 hours, 2 hours. Okay, here is our Airbnb in Lisbon, Portugal. And there's Mark relaxing. We're gonna go out and get something to eat right after his laundry's done. I put his in first. Look at this couch. Anyhow, it has horrible springs. I sat on it and thought it was gonna go through my ass. So that's not good. You shouldn't do something like that. And then, so we have 2 rooms because they're narrow beds. Bathroom, they said, was small, which it is, but the shower's a pretty good size, so I'm not gonna complain about that. And then the kitchen, I'm doing Mark's laundry right now. Sink area over there. Yeah, and then this is my room that I'll be taking because these beds are awfully small. And the price is $265 US or euros for 3 nights. Okay, Mark and I are on the hop on, hop off bus right now in Lisbon, Portugal. So we're gonna show you around. We did a 48-hour pass, which I think ran, you remember how much it was, honey?
72 euros.
72?
Yeah.
72 euros, which is probably about 85 US dollars now since the euro's gone up.
That's for 2 people.
For 2 people, for 48 hours. We usually try to do the 48 hours instead.
Yeah, it's only like 3 euros more each than doing the 24.
Yeah, and we leave Saturday
Yeah.
Before noon, but it's always the better way to go, we think. Here we are at Estrela Basilica, or the Royal Basilica and Covenant of the Most Sacred Heart of Jesus in the center. It is an 18th century ornate Baroque and neoclassical church with twin bell towers. It opened in 1794. Admission is free except for the room with the nativity scene, which costs 2 euros.
Inside it is richly decorated with marble of various colors, sculptures, and inlaid stone designs. The dome is one of the largest in Lisbon and is visible from various vantage points around the city.
I gotta say, this was probably one of the most ornate and beautiful churches that I've ever seen, and we've seen a lot. And I might have stuck in too many pictures, but I just wanted to get different angles so that you could get an idea of being there with us and how gorgeous it was. Okay, so we are in Lisbon, Portugal, and we are walking through this park called Hardin de Estrada. Estrela? I don't know. Estrela. We were just at the church that you hear. That was called Estrela Cathedral, I think it said. So anyhow, I just wanted to show you how beautiful it is. Walking through this park, it was a cut through because we're trying to get to the hop on, hop off bus right now. And it was showing to go through the park because we kind of got off track a little bit looking at that church. So.
The park opened in 1852. It's 11.4 acres featuring winding paths, flower beds, exotic trees, statues, and decorative fountains, a bandstand from the 19th century.
And the land is dark, and the moon is the only light to see. Just as long as I'm here in your arms, I could be in no better place. You simply the best.
Mark and I are walking along the main boardwalk here. I love how they do the pattern on the ground. It is so cool looking, giving that 3D dimension.
This is the Monument of Discovery. The monument honors the Portuguese discoveries representing a caravel facing the sea and highlighting important figures from the period. The monument stands at the entrance of the port of Lisbon and was built in 1960 in honor of Portuguese explorers. It faces the Tagus River. It's 65 meters high or 213 feet. It depicts a sailing ship. Its interior houses a maritime museum and a viewing platform accessible by a lift. The cost is €5 per adult.
And the monument has a total of 33 statues on it. We are continuing walking along the Malecon / boardwalk, and it was a beautiful boardwalk indeed. Along the Malecon, we stumbled across the Torre del Balum, or the Tower of Balum. Originally built to defend the city from possible invaders in the 16th century, it became a World UNESCO in 1983. The cost is €15 for adult. As you can see, this line is a little long and it was pretty warm that day, so we decided to take a pass. So I wanted to show you the patterns that they do here, and the mosaic is actually a cobblestone that they use, but this is throughout the city of Lisbon, and I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. Everywhere that you walked, there was different patterns.
One night, Paulette and I decided to go out to a Greek restaurant in Lisbon. Paulette had the moussaka, and I had the chicken souvlaki. Now, Paulette and I don't usually include a lot of food pictures because we're crappy food bloggers, but we thought we would just throw in a couple.
And we both participated in a dessert. Well, me mostly. And our bill came to $61.50 in euros, about probably $66. So I took some pictures to show you how many stairs there are, the hills, just to kind of give you an idea. Some of the hills were like the streets of San Francisco, although the pictures might not do it justice. This is the Queen Maria II National Theatre. It's right in the center of the historical area of Lisbon, Portugal. It's the most prestigious Portuguese venue and is located in the Rosio Square. This is called Praado Rosio. It's one of the main squares. It's beautiful.
So walking on this, the pattern appears to have some three-dimensionality to it, even though it's all flat. I can't imagine trying to walk on this when you're drunk. So this is the second water feature in this plaza. Pretty cool.
Now we're walking down some of the side streets that's right by the square. style. Across the street is an elevator that was built in 1902. It's pretty freaking cool looking. So this is Cala de Lisbon, or Cala Rosa de Lisbon. It's a pink street. This street seemed to be very popular. It was lined with restaurants on both sides. And I don't know if these are just locals hanging out for an afternoon with friends and family, or if they're locals and tourists that are just hanging out enjoying themselves. Mark and I are on another hop on, hop off. This one's a smaller bus, and we're on our way to St. George's Castle. And I wanted to do a video as we're driving along there because the streets are so narrow. This is the entrance to St. George's Castle.
Well, the 40% chance of rain we were supposed to have today here in Lisbon turned to 100% chance.
My feet are sopping wet because there's people coming up here to the castle. You don't have much room. There's cars. My feet are sopping wet. Mark's is too. Our arms are wet.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And it was $15 each to get into the castle. So, and most of it's outside.
Right.
Yay!
Someone's got a little attitude now.
Yes, I have a lot of attitude now. Lost their sippy cup.
Yeah. Someone did lose their sippy cup.
Sippy cups are better than a pair of glasses. Stand by one of those things, I'll get your picture. So come with us as we explore the castle. And I'm going to give you some information here about it. It's one of Lisbon's most emblematic monuments, located on the highest hill in the city. Although the first fortifications on this hilltop dated back to the 1st century BC, archaeological excavations have identified a human presence in the Tagus Valley as far back as the 8th century BC, when Lisbon was classified as a Roman municipality. And though we couldn't get all the exclusive sights in during those 3 days, we did try to see as much as we possibly could. Leave me a comment below if you guys like exploring old castles. There's another one over there, peacock. One right there, and one on the top. And I saw one flying, which was crazy. If you ever get a chance to see a peacock fly, watch it on video. As we're walking around the castle, there's a lot of puddles. Some areas are a little sandy, some areas are a little muddy, so you got to be really careful where you're stepping. Mark's gonna go up here. It's too narrow. I'm not gonna do it. Some of this stuff has sand, and I almost slipped. I am not gonna do it. So, when you're old like me and you break a hip, I gotta put you out to pasture, and that's not something I want to do right yet. So I'm gonna go through this part and see what we got. Oh gosh, it's starting to rain a little bit again.
Oh, there's an ice cream.
All right. Sorry, I wasn't holding the camera very good because I gotta watch where I'm walking. Oh wow. A lot more to it. And there's the area that Mark went up to on the other side, so maybe he'll come down. We'll see. The 1755 earthquake severely damaged the castle and contributed to its continuing decaying. We were debating to go because the weather condition was raining off and on, but we only spent 3 days in Lisbon as we stayed an extra day in Portugal. How was it?
It was good. Wet, pretty slick up there.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't
Yeah.
go.
I didn't go all the way around. I just went about halfway around. And there were a lot of people up there on narrow walkways.
Yeah, I'm glad I let you go instead of me. Oh, little peekaboos. So your enemy doesn't know that you're there, gonna fire on them or shoot them with arrows.
So this is a museum that's on the site of the castle. After years of searching, I finally found the Flintstones dinner table. So when we got tickets for the castle, it was raining and there was no one in line. And now look at it.
We got off the hop-on, hop-off bus at a different location, so here's some other pictures. Again, look at the pattern of the sidewalk. These arches are called the Arch de Rua Augustia, and they are beautiful, very detailed. Visitors can actually take an elevator followed by a narrow staircase to reach the viewing platform on top.
So this area is called Crocodio Commercio. Look at that huge arch, it's just beautiful. And then we'll pan around. You guys see the bubbles being blown by some of the children.
Praado Square is considered one of the largest squares in Europe and the largest in Portugal. It faces the Tagus River, and the original square was destroyed in the earthquake in 1755. And there's a lot of side streets that you can walk down, and from the group of people that you see, I mean, it was pretty crowded for sure. I don't remember what day of the week it was when we were there. Here's a reporter on the street, but look at the sidewalk. Here's some local art in one of the windows. You will see different colored trams, the yellow, the red, different colors all through Lisbon. Of course, no doubt, graffiti is well and alive in Lisbon, Portugal. And these are just some pictures that I took while walking around. So I hope that we did a good job on presenting Lisbon, Portugal to many of you guys that have an interest in this city and perhaps going there one day. I will say, however, that out of Porto, Portugal and Lisbon, Portugal, there was different vibes for sure. For me, I really enjoyed the vibe in Porto, Portugal. I think they both have something to offer for sure. And one last thing, Lisbon, Portugal is much bigger than Porto, Portugal. Now it's funny, if you talk to people, some really love Lisbon, Portugal, where others really love Porto, Portugal. Like I said, for me, Porto won by far over Lisbon. Keep in mind, we were only there for 3 days and we didn't even get to see half of what was available to see on sites. Final question, would I go back to Lisbon, Portugal? Open-ended answer, not sure.
My final thoughts is I really like Lisbon. I thought it was beautiful. I love the architecture there. I also like Porto. I would, however, choose Porto over Lisbon, but I would actually go back to Lisbon. So Paulette and I are on the first of 3 flights today. We left Lisbon, Portugal. We're flying to Philadelphia. We'll have a short, about a 2-hour layover in Philadelphia, and then we'll fly from Philadelphia
No, I don't
to
think it's going to be that.
Dallas for.
Because
Yeah, we left Portugal like an hour later more. So we'll have a layover in Philadelphia. Who knows how long that layover is going to be. Fly to Dallas, Fort Worth. We'll have another layover, and then we'll fly on to Guadalajara on our third flight today to get back to Mexico. We're going to stay a couple of nights in Guadalajara because we're just going to be pretty well wiped out from all this flying. So, anyway, that's what we're doing right now.